What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mavrick. We in the house. Talk About Fight Club is back again. A lot of gaps, I know, as usual, but it don't matter. Your boy still hit you with the 1-2 ooh wee. You heard what I'm saying. Shout out to Smooth Family Entertainment. Make sure you follow them at Smooth Family ENT. You can also follow me at MAVRICK_NYC. And, excuse me. Your boy has been having a little drinky drink. You heard? um, yeah, also follow Mavericks Mansion LLC, man. Yeah, check us out. I'm gonna get straight to the point. This is not even necessarily like a full-on episode of the pod today. This is kind of like a breaking news brief, if you want to call it that. Um, so all around the same subject, but just a lot of shit. The GOAT, Jonathan Dwight Jones, has retired from MMA. We will not be getting the Jon Jones Aspinall fight that we were guaranteed by Dana White. Now, I want you to understand what's about to happen to you guys right now. I'm going to talk a lot of shit, and then I'm going to talk about a lot of facts. But let's start with me talking about a lot of shit. First off, before we even continue, before we even get into any information about Jon Jones' retirement and so on and so forth, I want you guys to understand something. One of my boys hit me up today and complained about Jonathan Dwight Jones. He does not like Jon Jones. But no, nonetheless, whether it's him, whether it's Dana White, whether it's Scott Coker, any of these guys that owns promotions, I don't care what fighter, I don't care who it is. Could be your mama, your pastor, your uncle, your cousin. You are never, ever, ever going to convince me, ever, that Jonathan Dwight Jones is not the GOAT. He will forever be the GOAT of MMA. Forever. For those of you that know the movie The Sandlot, you get it. I don't want to hear nothing. There is nothing you will ever say to me. Now, don't start bringing up all the outside stuff. I don't want to hear about controversies outside of being a fighter, besides the okay, pico grip, whatever. Whatever. Jonathan Dwight Jones is the greatest MMA fighter of all time. One of the one times I agree with Dana White. Jon Jones and somebody else goes in that room, Jon Jones is coming out that room. I'm sorry. He will forever be the GOAT. Now, this is where we start going left because there's a lot of weird stuff going on. Right before we got started, I listened to a little rant from Ariel Helwani. Now, mind you, Ariel didn't say anything bad necessarily about Jon or anything like that. He was just like, hey, Jon asked for a lot of money. I believe he deserved it. They gave it to him. He said yes. And then, like, some days later, he said no. That's what Ariel Helwani just said. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff. So there's that. Then I hear that there's another criminal case against Jon Jones. Some criminal act. I don't know if it was another hit and run. But all I read in that post was in February, he had a hit and run, fled the scene, and the lady that was found at the scene was naked from the waist down. Now, once again, media, right? We don't know what's true. We don't know what is true. My small theory. I had a couple of theories. I'm not gonna lie. I got a couple of theories. One, they said they had the money for Jon Jones, and then said at the last minute, how much you asking for? 40, 50, 40 something mil? Oh no, son. Oh no. You're not good with like 19, 20 maybe? 19.5? 40 mil? That's a lot, man. I ain't even give Connor that. How you gonna ask me for 40 mil? I ain't even give Connor 40 mil. So that's one theory. That's one. Second theory. This man Jon Jones saw the paycheck, and it was the number he wanted. It was like, oh yeah. Did the hand rub? Yeah. We about to get this bread. And then he got that phone call. Is this Jonathan Dwight Jones? This is the Albuquerque Police Department. Your man said, who?
Terrible.
Your man said, who? Well, hold up. What? From what? February? Oh, oh, what? Wait. Hold on. I got to make a phone call. Yo, Dana, it's a dub. You can keep the money. I retire. Click. Now, I'm not going to lie. Your man's Ariel said that he hated the fact that Tom Aspinall got the belt based off of a phone call from Jon Jones and all. I'm going to keep it a whole band with you. That nigga don't deserve nothing. What is you talking about? He talking about presenting with a ceremony. What? What? Now, let me be clear with all my. Let me be clear with the okay. Let me be clear. This is not necessarily directed at Tom Aspinall as like a disrespectful thing. He's a good. The boy good. The boy good. Is he going to be a good heavyweight champion? I'm positive he will be. But let me keep it real with you, bro. From my knowledge, based off of just what I know, whether the belt was stripped, I think it. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I was talking to my producer earlier, and I was saying nobody has ever done that before, but I think it was one time it did happen, and it was with Daniel Cormier, where they stripped Jon Jones, and Daniel became the new champ. So it did happen once before. But that was because they said Jon might have been cheating or the picograms or whatever. This is a completely different story. I'm the champ. Fair and square. I'm the champ. I don't want the belt no more. I'm retiring. Now, ever since I've seen that, I have never seen anybody just get handed the belt based off of someone's retirement. I'm sorry, not with it. Don't like it. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Don't like it. Not feeling that aspect of this whole situation at all. There's a lot about this situation that's kind of like, and it's funny because everybody thought I'd be mad that he retired. And I'm going to keep it bad with you. I'm not mad that he retired. How many times I said before, he don't need this. He can retire right up to the sunset right now. Why not? Why not, right? I don't need Tom. Because once again, I said this before. Let's just say he fights Tom. Tom Aspinall wins. He's the best ever. He beat the GOAT. Jon beat Tom Aspinall. What does he get out of that? He beat another guy we thought was like the new prospect. Hey, all that noise, I'm recording. Babe, why he crying? Boy, you better stop all that crying.
Nice little hard stop.
Sorry. You couldn't hear him in the mic?
Not at all.
I could hear him.
You heard him. Well, I didn't hear anything.
I don't take no chances. I don't want Gru yelling at me saying the audio is off.
I mean, all right, pick up.
Where was I? Oh, yes. Yes, Tom Aspinall. Yes. Tom, my bad. My bad. My bad. I had a hard stop out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? When you were family man now, feel me? Family man. You know what I'm saying? Talk about family club. Anyway. Anyway, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Tom Aspinall doesn't. I'm sorry. You don't just you don't like relinquish the belt and you just get it dropped on you. I'm sorry. Because if that's the case, then why they ain't just drop the belt on Charles Oliveira when Islam left? Why they ain't just drop the belt on Volkanovski when Taporia left? Why Tom just get the belt? Why? Because he was interim? The interim belt ain't even real. I'm sorry. Yo, listen. World, hear me now. If you don't ever hear me say anything about anything when it comes to fighting, the interim belt is not real. It's not real. Matter of fact, let me see something. Let me see something. Let's use our brains here for a second, right? Hold on. Well, let me use my brain. Okay. Interim. In or for now, the intervening. In the interim, I'll just keep my fingers crossed. Me in or for the intervening period, provisional or temporary. Temporary. Adverb. Meanwhile. So, so you got the meanwhile belt. So you attempt champ. You attempt champ. I'm sorry. The interim belt is not real. Is there interim? I don't think. Are there interim belts in boxing? Actually, I think there is. I think there are interim belts in boxing, and those are also fake. Because I'm starting to notice too in boxing, there's like I be seeing guys standing there with these weird belts that's not the WBC. That's not. I'm like, what the hell belt is that? They're just creating belts. I'm telling you, bro. Anyway, no more ranting. Back to the point. Ariel's like, yo, give this guy a ceremony. You know, the fact that it just happened as a phone call. Now, don't get me wrong. The fact that this dude is in the middle of the press conference and he kind of like, this is the thing about Dana White. When Dana White don't want to talk about something, he'll try to bull throws, do it real quick, like he ain't really say it, and just keep it moving. Like he said that whole thing about Jon Jones, like it was like a small part of what he had to say, and he was going to keep going. Like, oh, Dustin Poirier just made some new flavored hot sauce, and they just kept it moving. Like, nigga, what? What is you talking about? Hey, yeah, Jon Jones called me last night, said he's retiring. Tom Aspinall's a new heavyweight champ. So anyway, next question. I'm like, what? Look, man. Look, man. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, bro. I love this martial arts shit. I love this martial arts shit, bro. Like, it's a big part of my life. I'm a really artsy dude, bro. Like, I love martial arts, culinary arts, performing arts. You know what I'm saying? Like, media, like anything that says arts, that thing. If it says performing arts, media arts, whatever the arts is, I love it. It's really a part of who I am, bro. But don't get me wrong. Should people make money off of the things they love? Absolutely. Whether it's martial arts, whatever. Yes, everybody should make money, bro. My problem is, bro, it don't like you gotta have like yin and yang, good and evil. You know what I'm saying? So there's gotta be a villain. You know what I'm saying? But if Dana White gonna be Lex Luthor. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't turn all of the Supermen into to Bizarros, bro. Like I feel like I feel like a lot of fighters like get into the industry, especially if it has to do with UFC specifically that company, and I feel like they get in there and it's like it's like automatic corruption. Like you took a pill. Like I don't know, bro. Because everybody that went in there, some people, like don't get me wrong, some people come into the UFC as assholes. Okay, that's who you are. And there's some people that are assholes to pretend to be nice, but really assholes. Then you got people who was nice, but then turn into assholes. And I feel like no matter what you do, once you go into UFC and come out, you an asshole. The only person that one of the people that I don't think is an asshole that came out of the UFC is like Demetrius Johnson. Now he's an asshole towards them because they traded him for and before I forget, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to like, say nothing bad about him because I know he's going through some health issues. Um, prayers up for Ben Askren. Ben Askren has been dealing with a lot of health issues, and I know I make a lot of jokes and things and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, we don't want, people suffering the way he's dealing with. He's dealing with a lot right now. And I'm sending prayers out, to his family, hoping that, he gets better. They said, he's responding somewhat better, but hopefully, you know, um, he recovers quickly. So prayers up to Ben Askren. Hopefully, you get through this strong, brother. Um, yeah. So Demetrius Johnson, he left kind of with a chip on the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? And then went over there to dominate and won championships. So he didn't get like corrupted the same. Francis Ngannou, another one that didn't get corrupted the same. Like, there's certain people that came out of there, still being all right, but a lot of these guys get to UFC and they turn into like, I hate to use the word, kind of like monsters sometimes, the way they describe these guys. They're like turning into predators and alcoholics and stuff. And don't get me wrong, the fighter's life is a different life, bro. It's a different life, bro. But it's disappointing when you have like these tremendous talents like a Jon Jones who can get it right in the ring, but can't get it right outside the ring. You know what I mean? And, once again, like look at Mike Tyson, bro. Mike Tyson has been through a lot. And then he goes through the things that he goes through. You know what I'm saying? Like his wife lied about all this extra stuff. Like it's a lot to go through as a fighter, and then sometimes it bothers you so much that you start to take it out on people in the ring in a negative way, breaking rules and all that. Like it's a lot. People go through a lot, but that doesn't give fighters excuses to be wilding out. Like I said, I don't know what happened with this Jon Jones situation, but it's just really weird and convenient that not only did Dana White say he's retiring, but within 24 hours, there's a post coming out about him in a court case, criminal charges again. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the heck is going on? I'm like, y'all let this man drive again under the influence? Why do you keep giving this man alcohol? Why do you let this man have alcohol? Like, I've got, people I know that, deal with alcohol a lot. And I say all the time, like, bro, why y'all letting this man drink? Or somebody that deals with, why are you letting him go? Why are you letting him go do anything? Like, this is just, I feel like the guy is kind of fake tormented. Like, it's like he has to do this himself or something. I don't know, bro. But the timing of all this is really crazy. Don't get me wrong. Do I think he should have retired? Like, did I want to see a couple more fights? Of course, it's Jon Jones, bro. You want to see if he's actually like deep down inside, even as a person that's a number one fan, you want to see how much he has to dig deep to win. Because the guy always finds a way to win. So you're thinking, all right, he's gonna find a way to win. That's just Jon Jones. So you like seeing how he does that. Now, in this situation, It's like if he did retire, would I be mad at it? Not necessarily because it's Jon Jones. Like he did everything, bro. He murdered. He slayed all the giants. But at the same time, oh, the ice cream truck. That's how you know it's summertime when you hear that ice cream truck. But yeah, guys, like this is just a strange situation, bro. It's a strange situation, bro. And like I said, the timing is too crazy. And to be funny, guys, I literally recorded a whole nother episode of a podcast that I was gonna like try to doctor up because it kind of got messed up. And I'll tell the guys about it later. But like I was trying to I had a whole nother episode planned, and then out of nowhere, this Jon Jones joint came out of nowhere. And I'm pretty sure if I'd have came on here talking with somebody else about other stuff, and y'all and as much as I talk all that trash about Jon Jones being a GOAT, and then I don't talk about this, y'all would have been like, yo, Mav, I'm not gonna lie. Unfollow. I would have. I what? Bro, you gonna sit here and talk to me? I don't want to talk about them. What happened, Jon Jones fan? And yes, I'm a Jon Jones fan. That's why I started off. GOAT. I wanted you to understand my stand. 10 toes from the top of the show. GOAT. GOAT. I don't care if the man in jail. I don't care what's going on. I don't care where he at. I'm sorry. You cannot take that away from him. You can't. You can't. I'm sorry. Unless you can convince me you could beat him, just like James Johnson said he could. You trying to tell me an NBA player talk about, bro, I could beat Jon Jones. And he was dead ass. Like dead ass. James, bro, I'm not gonna act like I could kick your butt. I'm not gonna act like that, bro. You like what? How tall is this guy? Like 6'8", 2, 230, right? 240. I don't know. I'm not gonna act like he can't pick me up and throw me across an arena, okay? But dude, you're talking about a guy who has two brothers way bigger than you that he has fought and wrestled his whole life, and he fights professionally. He fights guys that study to be able to kill you. Even guys your size, James. Come on, dogs. Now, unless James, you keeping a secret where you've been secretly sparring and fighting with UFC and boxers and all these guys, like if you've been doing all that on the low and you ain't been telling nobody, then I can't say nothing. But from what we know, bro, you a basketball player. You play basketball. You don't play fight.
I mean, he's
Just saying.
also like a ninth degree black belt or whatever. You
Is
know,
he? In what though?
I'll tell you right now.
Yes, in what? Because he's a ninth degree black belt, but has he fought in a cage where they can take you down and ground and pound you and
I think
submit
he's
you?
9-0. He's 7-0.
Who? James Johnson?
James Johnson,
In what?
he boasts an undefeated record in both kickboxing, 20-0, and MMA, 7-0.
James Johnson,
James Johnson.
the
Absolutely.
basketball player.
Yes, he's known for having a strong martial arts background. Like that's why they say you don't mess with James Johnson because
Hold on, man. I see this information I did not know.
no, he wouldn't just say that. He's a second degree black belt in karate.
Okay.
He
This is
did
kind of, this is interesting.
yeah, it's well known that James Johnson could put hands on people. Jon Jones, I don't know, but
I'm sorry.
and
I don't care how long he been studying. You're not
6'9". Yeah, he's a heavyweight too. He's 6'8".
6'8". How much he weigh?
He got to be about 240. I'll tell
Sorry,
you.
bro. He
Of
not he
course, I
not
mean,
Jones.
of course, you're not just about
All right,
to
so
see
and because you gotta look at it like this too. Black belt in karate
second degree
and
black belt
second degree black belt. And what else did he study? You said he did MMA and what else?
and
Kickboxing?
kickboxing. But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I want to know his
He
record.
competed.
Let me have.
He competed at 170 at welterweight. So, but right now let's see, he, he's 6'8". He's 240 right now.
Hmm.
That sounds like a light heavyweight bout. That sounds like a
And who is the
yeah.
king of
Go
the
ahead.
yeah, yeah,
That's real.
yeah,
That's real.
yeah.
That's a real statement.
Exactly.
That's a
Exactly.
real
I'm
statement.
sorry, James. I'm sorry, bro. Like, bro, come on, bro. Let's keep it a band, bro. This dude Jon Jones has held down MMA for almost 20 years, bro. Almost 20 years. Where was James? Was James Johnson in the NBA 20 years ago? Who was he?
I think he's about a 15-year vet. He was probably whooping niggas at prior to coming to the NBA, if we're being honest.
Maybe. Maybe. I gotta find these records. Hold on. I gotta find these records.
Yeah, 20 and 0. 7
And
and
where are
0.
you finding this? Sure, dog?
This is Google, which is your friend.
How come there's no video footage of this?
You probably have to dig deep for that. But this is not about James Johnson. This is about
It's not.
Jonathan.
It is about Jonathan. But
I
oh,
I have a question for you to kind of veer us a place. So so yes, do you actually I think this is the more important question. Do you actually think Jon Jones is retiring?
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I think he's done.
Okay.
I think he's done.
I don't think a lot of
Not
people is ready to admit that. I think I'm seeing a lot of I don't know if I don't know if he really retired.
I mean, unless he trying to do some craziness, like he might be on some, all right, let me just go handle this, come back in here. Oh, Tommy, you got the belt? All right, so I'll be the underdog now and I'll come whoop your ass. But I don't think he's gonna do that. I think he's finished. I think this is like what his like fourth criminal charge, fifth criminal charge. Yeah, bro. It's time to leave the spotlight and focus on being a father, a husband, or whatever the heck you are to the, I don't even know if he's married, bro. Like that's another thing. This dude Jon Jones has been engaged to this girl for like a millennium. I don't even know if that's his wife. He says wife sometimes, but I don't know, bro. Like, yeah, I think he's done, bro. To be real with you, it's like it's too much controversy, bro. And at this point, I think Dana White is even kind of fed up. If you want to be honest,
He's absolutely fed up. I just think it's so interesting. Um, just off the strength, like Jon Jones, your GOAT retires, right? And what I've heard from you, like for the past 20, 25 minutes, is like, it's time. It feels like it's time. You don't sound sad. You sound like
I'm
this
gonna be
was
real. I'm not sad or mad at all. Like as soon as I saw the post, I posted it immediately. Now you know me. When I see something that bothers me, it take me a second. I'm like, all right, I need a minute. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, hmm. So and like I said, in my head, it was like, all right, either they didn't give him the money, or it's just like, you know what? I don't need time on my legacy, bro. There's just certain
something
people.
like that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there's certain people I don't need on my legacy. Tom does nothing for me, right? But as soon as I saw that criminal charge, I'm like, oh, okay. Like one thing I will say, I myself am a Jon Jones fan. And in me being a Jon Jones fan, you have certain expectations. And one of those expectations are outside of I expect Jon Jones to win because he's Jon Jones, but I also expect Jon Jones to do some dumb shit. or some reckless shit. Like, this is what he does. Same thing with Conor McGregor. The only difference that I have from Conor McGregor compared to like Jon Jones is like, all right, bro, you kind of sucking punching old men and bars and stuff. Is like, all right, come on, dog. It's a little over the top, dogs. You gotta chill. Like, and I'm not saying this is a true. I don't know if he's like, because apparently he had to pay the money, but Conor McGregor has a charge with the woman and all that, so that's kind of crazy too. Jon Jones just be doing like reckless, like party animal type stuff. That's his problem. Like, he wants to live like he's in college forever. Like, that's what I feel like. He wants to live like it's what do you call them? Fraternity party every day.
Rager.
You feel me? Like, it's like, bro, pull out the kegs, all that type of stuff. Let's do it. Like, bro, I'm like, bro, this guy, bro. Like, I remember the first time when we're recording GSP back in the day, and GSP was going into a club. And he's like, "Oh, you gonna party with Jon Jones?" And he was like, "Jon Jones, he's here." He turns around, Jon Jones is online and going to the club. And I'm like, bro, why is this dude always in a club or a bar? I'm like, bro, this guy drinks way too much, bro. And on that topic,
Hilarious.
ah,
I think to kind of wrap this up, I want to give you the opportunity um to kind of I don't even want to say defend Jon Jones' legacy, but there may be some naysayers out
oh, no, no,
there.
no, 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 no.
There
So
may be
so
some there
I
may be
got you right now. I got you right now. Let me explain something to you. That's why I explained it at the beginning of the show, and I will end it this way. Jon Bones Jones, as a fighter, you will not convince me and a lot of other people that he is not the best fighter on the planet and the greatest MMA fighter of all time. Look at the resume.
Give it to us.
I'm not even going to give you the whole joke. I'm going to just give you title fights
Not
only.
not only give it to us, right? Pause. But let us know why Tom Aspinall is not worthy.
Bro, with the aspect, I will like, hold on, let me see how many people listen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, right? There's 17 people on this list. Out of those 17, I will get rid of all the ones who are not legends. Cyril Gane, Dominic Reyes, Anthony Smith, Over St. Proof. I don't want to disrespect him like this, and I say I'm not gonna. He's not a legend, but he's one of the greats. Alexander Gustafsson. I wouldn't call him a legend, but he was one of the greats. Now, let's fire off some names, shall we? Okay. Took the belt from Mauricio Shogun Hua, who was killing everybody in Pride. Everybody came to UFC. It was killing everybody. Jon Jones took him out. Next fight, Quentin Rampage Jackson. Now, before I even continue, I'm going to stop there at Quentin because my boy, shout out to my boy Bev, told me, oh, Quentin was 36. Jon Jones 37. Oh, matter of fact, I'll get to that person before I even go to where his next joint was. I just wanted to bring him up. Lyoto Machida, who was Karate Kid and everybody. Everybody. Rashad Evans put the Iceman on his back, broke his neck with that punch. Rashad Evans took out the Iceman, Chuck Liddell, bro. Chuck Liddell was taking everybody out too. Took him out of here. Get him out of here. And I like Chuck Liddell. That was the guy I used to watch all the time before I got put on the John, right? Boom. Vitor Belfort. Now we talk about TRT Vitor Belfort, not later on when he had to deflate it. I'm talking about jacked TRT, head kicking, knocking everybody out. Vitor Belfort. Put him in an Americana. Get him out of here. Chael Sonnen, the American gangster, the bad guy. Get on the cage, little man. Get him out of here. Oh, I broke my toe. Out of here, Shell. Sorry. Legend. Get him out of here. I'm not done with this list. We're getting close. Okay, who is next after Shell? Gustafson. Like I said, not a legend in my eyes, but he's great. In that first fight, yeah, yeah, that could have went. It was going left. It was 100% going left. Just saying. But he won. Glover Teixeira walked through the park, and he is a legend. That was a walk through the park. Walk through the park. Daniel DC Cormier.
That boy.
Now,
DC.
only reason why I'm pausing is because don't get me wrong. DC is a legend. He's a legend. He is 100% a legend. And the boy could fight.
Legend is an understatement.
I'm just saying, the boy could fight. Like, I think I've only seen him lose to John, if I remember
That is
correctly.
you're
No,
correct.
Stipe.
And Stipe, yes.
And Stipe. So that's the only people I've seen him lose to.
Stipe, also a legend.
Okay. Open State Proof. DC again. Gustafson again. Anthony Smith. Now Thiago Santos gave him a run for his money, but then he finished him off. So Dominic Reyes. Now my lovely producer
Mm-hmm.
says to this day that Jon Jones lost that fight.
Mm-hmm.
As much as my producer bangs with Jon Jones.
The question is not whether he lost it. The question is whether or not could he have lost it in the eyes of the viewing public. I say maybe.
Most people said that he lost that fight.
I say maybe.
Most people say he lost that
I could
fight.
hear the Dominic Reyes argument, and I could look at it and go, that's a good argument. That's
And
all.
I feel it. I feel it, ladies and gentlemen. I feel it. I do. I understand. But the crazy part about it is he still lost. Sorry. Then Cyril Gain. 2 minutes. 2 minutes on. Put 2 minutes on the clock. I'll be done. That's literally what he said. Yo, put 2 minutes on the clock. I'll be finished. I got you. Give me 2 minutes. Get him. And then another legend. Stipe, or or in the words of Nick Diaz, me Stiopic. Your man Stiopic. Nah, your man Stipe Miocic, man. Don't get me wrong. I like Stipe, man. I do. I like Stipe. Now, this is why I say when I get to him, there's another person my man Bev said, nah, Stipe was old, washed up. Stipe was in the twilight. Like it was like he had one good one left in him. One good one left in him. And Jon Jones was like, not good enough. Sorry. Now, in all of my enthusiasm, the way I'm saying these things, the way I'm talking about all these different fighters and everything, it's never a disrespect thing. Never. Now, there are some fighters I'm not that particularly fond of, and then there's fighters that I'm like all in on. There's a couple of guys like that. And then there's fighters I know that are good. I might not like them like that, but I know they're good. Right?
Marab.
He said, all right. He brought that up for a reason. And I gotta
This
say
is a
it.
John. This is
I
a
got
Jon Jones podcast.
no, no.
This
Listen,
is a Jon Jones
listen, ladies and
podcast.
gentlemen. Now I gotta address it because he said something. I gotta address it, bro. All right, look. Is Marab that dude? Yes, he's that dude. But he is. People talk about greatest bantamweight of all time. Pump your brakes, bro. Pump your brakes. Greatest bantamweight of all time. Wait, what? 2 titles? Yo, this is what I be trying to. Oh my god. See, I'm about to make this turn into an actual podcast right
It's
now.
not. It's a Jon Jones
Yo,
podcast. Get back to Jon Jones.
yo, y'all lucky. Y'all lucky. All I'm saying is, controversies aside, all controversies aside, all the wilding and craziness, you can't look me in the eye and tell me that not just his resume, but just the way he fights, bro. I'm sorry. You can never say you. No, I take that back. It's not that you can't say it. You can say whatever you want. But just like how we know there's oxygen in the air, you're gonna always know that John Boney Jones is gonna be the greatest fighter. And like I gotta say greatest fighter, bro. Because who you gonna send to beat him? I mean, Dana White won't let us have Ngannou back. So now, before we go, if Dana would have let Francis come back or figure out a way to get Francis back, that's the fight where I'd be like, John, don't you go nowhere. Don't you go. Don't what? If he decided, nah, I'm not fighting Francis, I'd have been like, nah, you ducking. Nah, you ducking. But other than that, you can call him what you want. You call him what you want. And I'm going to end with this. Long live. Bah! And I am done, ladies and gentlemen. There is nothing you will ever say to make me doubt Jon Jones as a fighter. As a human being in his everyday life, I'll tell you like I told my producer earlier, that boy be a menace to society, bro. Like, like what else can you say? Every year and a half, there's a new criminal charge. And as much as I would like to be that dude to sit there and be like, nope, we can't prove anything. And we can't. I don't know nothing. I wasn't there. But I will say this. I was always told not everybody can tell the same lie. And I got to keep it real with y'all. As much as I love Jon Jones as a fighter, and I think he's a funny guy, you know what I'm saying? He would be really cool to learn from and spar with and all that type of stuff. Maybe even hang out with here and there. But at the same time, he gets himself into a lot of trouble, bro. And it sucks because I felt like we could have got if we got rid of all of the crap, all of the nonsense, I felt like we could have got 2 more crazy fights out of this man. And if he won both of them, that would have solidified him as the greatest combat sports athlete ever in history. And those 2 fights would have been, well, I mean, it's one fight in particular, but I would want him to have, he defended the belt what? Once? So he defended it once, right?
Now to put him above Bruce.
Bruce? You mean Stipe?
I mean Bruce Lee.
Oh, see,
Yeah. See,
So I
you're
will say
not
this.
really trying
Now,
to have that
now
combo.
wait, now wait. I don't ever call Bruce Lee a fighter. I don't call Bruce Lee a fighter because like I've never seen him fight. Now I heard he has whooped a lot of guys. But I look at Bruce Lee as the greatest martial artist.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying, of all time.
the art form.
he made martial arts the coolest thing ever, in my opinion. And that's why I put him as like a martial arts GOAT. Like he made that shit look fire. That shit was like
Chuck.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I bangs with Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is up there as one of the
Has
coolest,
whooped has
but he
whooped
also
has
has
whooped
whooped
a
many.
lot of niggas. I just put that out there before it was organized like this.
Exactly,
There was niggas
exactly.
getting put by Chuck Norris.
Right. And this is why I was like, yo, as much as you can't say much about Chuck because the man has how many championships under his belt?
A
You know
lot.
what I'm saying? A lot. Van Damme, another one with championships under
Yep,
his belt,
sure
bro.
is.
Steven Seagal?
See, I feel like that's the real conversation, right? Like if we talking about GOAT mixed martial artists, now you getting into the GOAT pantheon of the conversations now, because now we got to put you into the Bruce combos and the Chuck combos and the
See,
Seagal combo.
but once again, these are the I look at these guys because most of these guys, my first interaction with them were in movies.
Yes. You didn't even know them for whooping the
Yeah, I didn't even know until like,
kid.
you know what I'm saying? Until they had people started telling me, like, nah, these guys is real martial artists, bro. Like my uncle had to break it down for me, like, nah. This ain't just he real. Like he a real martial artist. Chuck Lawrence, real martial
Yeah,
artist.
he's
Jackie
not just
Chan.
Walker Texas Ranger, my
Yeah,
guy.
you feel me? You know what I'm saying? But a lot of all these guys ain't fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, even Michael John White.
Yeah.
He
Michael
don't even
Jai
like
White also.
Michael John White don't even like to talk about himself as a fighter, but he is one. He's what, bro? Kyoko Shin.
You there's a reason he gets the call for the for the Mortal Kombat movies.
There's a
It-
reason why he gets calls from actual fighters to learn techniques.
yeah.
Like stuff that he teaches people has gone way farther than Steven Seagal saying, "Yeah, I taught Anderson Silva in that front kick."
Mm,
You taught him a basic
mhm.
karate front kick
That's what you did.
that I learned when I was 6 years old,
It's unfortunate.
bro. I have watched martial arts movies since I was 3 years old until this very day. And I think I've seen Steven Seagal throw all of maybe 3 to 4 kicks in like 25 movies.
Yeah.
And when I tell you about those 3 to 4 kicks, it was 3 to 4 of the exact same kick. Like Steven Seagal give you the like he give you all that shit.
He
Don't
be
get me wrong, Aikido,
he be piecing you up, bro.
bro. If you ever notice, if you look a lot of his movies, the camera is just on him and he's doing this at the camera.
Yeah. Going crazy. Going crazy.
He not seeing nobody. The dude is chopping at you.
Oh man.
Listen, man.
I
I'm
ain't
gonna
gonna say that sound like slander. I ain't gonna say that sound like
yo
slander.
yo yo hold up. Your man Steven Seagal got a whole movie that he by the way. Ever since like all of the Under Sieges and all those movies that was actually good of his, all them other movies after that, he directed and executive produced most of those movies. All those straight to DVD movies, he directed most of them joints. And in most of them joints, He has stunt. Yo, bro, listen to what I'm saying. He has stunt doubles for him walking. Like scenes of him walking down an alley or walking up a set of stairs. Did you hear what I said? Who has stunt doubles for walking?
Steven Seagal.
Bro, he did a whole scene in one of his movies where you see I'm sitting in a chair, right? He's sitting in the chair and he's fighting the dude. Now, mind you, it's not like he was like tied to the chair in the movie and he was like fighting him off to get out. No, he was literally sitting down in a chair that rotates with wheels. And as he's sitting there like regular and he's fighting the dude off. And I'm like, at no point did homie think to throw a leg kick at this nigga. Like, no leg kicks.
Not once. Why even? But anyway,
So talk about all that. Like, let's
let's
bring this thing in for
eulogize
real.
let's eulogize Jon Jones' career. Thank you, Jonathan. If this is actually it.
Matter of fact, John, I'm gonna be like this. I'm gonna toast to you, Jon Jones, the greatest MMA fighter to have ever lived. Matter of fact, Bret Hart said it best. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Toast, Johnny Bone Jones.
Phenomenal. Read us
And
out.
on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this breaking Talk About Fight Club moment. Even though this Talk About Fight Club moment took like an hour, but this was very important. Shout out to my guys Marwan and Bishop. I'm sorry I didn't put that episode today, but this was Jon Jones, bro. I got y'all this week, I promise. I got y'all. But shout out to Jon Jones. Thank you for a wonderful career, bro. It was just amazing watching you work. I just hope and pray, just like, I pray for anybody else. I hope that anything that you go through outside of, combat sports and things like that and regular business, that you're able to find peace and find that path of clarity, because you go through a lot, bro. Jonathan, you go through a lot, sir. And you talk about believing in Christ a lot. I also believe in Christ, brother. And I'm gonna be real. You got to lean on him some more, man. You got to lean on him some more, so like all this nonsense doesn't get a hold of you, man. So I'm praying for you, bro. I hope, I'm glad you had a great career, and I'm praying that your personal life gets even better. I hope your personal life goes as great as your mixed martial arts career. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in with me. Um, like I said, we got some segments coming your way. We're gonna shoot those out to you real soon. Continue to support us, man. Continue to come out. I know I don't get to see you guys as often as I would like. Right now, I'm in the transition of actually becoming a Muay Thai coach. So I'm like, I'm working on getting my Muay Thai skills a little bit better. I've done martial arts for a long time, but it's been a while since I've been able to really focus and my training and become really good at one martial art. So guys, we're getting out of here. Once again, shout out to the GOAT, Jonathan Jones. And we will be back. Thanks again to Smooth Family Entertainment. You can find them at Smooth Family ENT. You can also follow my producer at Ham Van Dam. You can also follow me at Mavrick NYC. That is Mavrick MAVRICK _ NYC. And also you can follow me at Maverick's Mansion LLC. Don't forget to follow us at Talk About Fight Club. This is your boy Mavrick. We are out. Once again, all elbows, Johnny Bone style. Johnny ooey, 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 and we out here.